My God, I hate trucks.
Moving on to another story, both the military and the police say hundreds of New People's Army members have surrendered as a result of localized peace talks, but the NPA insists it never engaged in such talks. The armed wing of the Communist Party of the Philippines maintains it speaks only through the National Democratic Front of the Philippines. Here's part 2 of the special report from George Cahiles.
Kumusta po kayo?
Mabuti naman.
A just and lasting peace. That's the topic of this video call between President Rodrigo Duterte and Communist Party of the Philippines founding chairperson Jose Maria Sison days before the 2016 presidential elections. But things got sour between President Duterte and the Communists as days went by. And the anticipated peace negotiations gone. The government wants a total ceasefire while talks are ongoing. But the Communist Party through the National Democratic Front of the Philippines says the government should not be laying down conditions.
Kahit na sinasabi ng ating presidente na wala na yung national peace talks, meron tayong localized peace talks na kung saan napakarami na nag-surrender.
Based on the government data, more than 10,800 fighters, leaders and supporters of the CPP have surrendered from January to December this year alone. They also killed 119 and apprehended 193 others. The military says it's a big blow to the communist group.
Yung isang approach natin was modified. Hindi na kami naghahanap ng kalaban. Ang hinahanap natin are potential friends na magiging kaibigan natin so that we can bridge the gap of government services and deliver it to them. Kaya naging sa halip na enemy-centric ang inyong armed forces, naging people-centric. Diba? We changed our game plan, people-centric, so that ma-prevent natin ang recruitment.
But the New People's Army says they never participated in any localized peace talks, and those who allegedly surrendered are just for show.
Ikakategorya natin sa tatlo yung mga binabanggit nila. Karamihan sibilyan na tinakot at binantaan, kaya sinasabi nilang surrender. Mayroon din ng mga dating NPA na matagal nang nagpahinga, nagbuhay sibilya na, tapos ngayon ginipit, tapos pinasurrender. At may mangilan-ilan, na katulad sa Sorsogon, may mga mangilan-ilan na mga dating kasama na bumaba dahil doon sa kahirapan sa pagsunod sa mga disiplina.
The NPA called the government's claim that the guerrilla units are now decentralized and no longer listen to the CPP leadership as fake news. They reiterate that if the government wants to speak with the NPA, it needs to go through the NDFP. With all said and done, is there still hope for the resumption of peace talks? For the NPA, it won't happen anytime soon, especially with the appointment of retired General Carlito Galvez as the new presidential peace advisor. Galvez, when he was still the military chief, announced that they will eradicate the NPA by 2019.
Mas ang intensyon ni Galvez ay yung sinasabi nating pagpapasuko. Hindi yung seryoso na pagharap sa usapin ng ugat o yung mga suliranin na nagiging dahilan ng armadong pag-aalsa ng mamamayan.
Both the government and the Communist Party say there will be no let-up in their fight. This means the cycle of violence will continue until a peaceful resolution to the conflict is finally reached. As to when this will happen, only time can tell. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
At a time many Filipinos and tourists are flying in and out of the country for the holidays, the United States warns passengers bound from Manila that security at the country's main international gateway does not meet international standards. Our Trisha Terrato reports authorities are working to address problems hounding the airport.
After 3 years, Owi Jill is glad to be back home in the country with her family. Unlike what she expected, getting out of the airport wasn't a hassle at all. But somehow, she feels bothered.
Maluwag siya compared to United States of America. Like in immigration, they are not strict on foreigners. They're just asking, you're married with Filipina, that's it, okay, come.
For Teodi Valdevarona, who has been in and out of the country for 20 years, the security is not a problem with him.
Now, you feel comfortable because they don't mind already. Like they don't know the OFW. They are not very strict.
But the U.S. Department of Homeland Security is not taking this matter lightly. In its recent travel advisory to the Philippines, it says aviation security at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport does not maintain and carry out effective measures in line with the International Civil Aviation Organization security standards. The announcement was based on the assessment of a team of security experts. In effect, it directed all airlines issuing tickets to and from the United States to Manila to inform all of their passengers about this announcement. The same has also been posted in different airports in the U.S. that have flights to the Philippines. But the U.S. Homeland Security says its Transportation Security Administration arm has been assisting the Philippine transport and airport authorities in stepping up Manila's airport security to meet international standards. According to U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines, Sung Kim, in a statement, the U.S. has approved $5 million or more than 250 million pesos for airport security improvements at NAIA. This includes critical training and technology improvements. But the airport and transport authorities say there is no cause for alarm and it will not affect the passengers in any way.
Wala naman po akong nakikita na magkakaroon ng implication kasi unang-una ho, wala po tayong downgrading ng serbisyo. Rest assured, these improvements are not intended to put burden on the passengers.
Airport General Manager Edmond Real assures the public that it is currently working with the TSA and their recommendations. TSA noted 16 problems that the MIA needs to address. These include airport security program, background checks, access controls, non-passenger and staff screening, checking against the stop list at access points, random screening of passengers, hold baggage, certification of screeners, and quality control. Airport authorities say they are currently addressing issues on adequate screening staffing, protection of hold baggage, staffing for screening of goods, landside security measures, contingency plan, clear zones, and vehicle screening.
Since we've been here for the longest time, meron na ho tayong bridge of familiarity. Hindi na ho sinusunod, hindi na ho ginagawa yung mga lahat ng protocols. Minsan may nagreklamo. Ngayon po ipapatupad natin kung ano ang nararapat, ano ang dapat gawin, at ano ang mga SOP. Para ho maging successful tayo sa hinihiling natin na cultural change is lahat pong mga nandito sa bahay na ito ay sumunod, pagtalima sa lahat ng mga patakaran.
Aside from these, airport authorities are speeding up purchase of advanced screening tools. For now, Monreal has an assurance to the public and travelers.
Very, very safe. Wala ho tayong nagagawa at natatanggap na any direct threat sa ating paliparan.
Trisha Trada, CNN Philippines.
CNN Philippines got hold of an email notification to a U.S. citizen. The email states the Homeland Security Department published a formal notice about the aviation security measures at NAIA on its website. Email includes a link to the formal notice, and it urged the citizen to, quote, exercise increased caution when traveling to and from Manila. Moving on, 2 local officials in hot water for assaulting a police officer, now prohibited to own and carry firearms. National Police Chief Director General Oscar Abayalde ordered the cancellation of all permits to carry firearms issued to Iloilo Representative Richard Garin and his father, Gimbal Mayor Oscar Garin. The lawmaker is the husband of former Health Secretary Janet Garin. Abayalde says the move is in response to the Garin's involvement in a criminal case involving the use of firearms. He adds they will be notified in order to immediately turn in all the registered firearms to the PNP. The Garins are facing a criminal complaint filed by Police Officer 3 Federico Macaya. Macaya says he suffered injuries when the Garin father and son duo handcuffed, manhandled, slapped and spat on his face and threatened him at gunpoint. Netizens criticizing the Garins for assaulting a police officer. Janet Go on Twitter questions why authorities have not arrested the father-son duo considering the gravity of their offenses. Facebook user Von Solomon simply reiterates, no one is above the law. Rafael Rojas wants authorities to teach the officials a lesson. And netizen Dale Soriano says, quote, it's time to stop the kingdom of the Garins in Iloilo. It is usurpation of authority already. The Garins have since apologized to the PNP for the incident. Mayon volcano in Albay province spewed ash and black smoke around 8 this morning. No damage was caused by the ash explosion, and the black smoke lasted only a few minutes. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology says volcanic earthquake occurred and resulted in the moderate emission of steam. Alert level 2 remains over Mayon, meaning volcano is in a moderate level of unrest. PHIVOLCS wants strict enforcement of the ban from the permanent danger zone around Mayon as it warns of sudden explosions, lava collapses, and pyroclastic flows. Netizens quickly noticed that the ash formation looked like a woman wearing a crown just over a week ago. Catriona Gray, whose mother is from Owas town in Albay, was crowned Miss Universe 2018. President Duterte raises the bounty of the killer of Ako Bicol Party List Representative Rodel Batocabe. From 30 million pesos, Mr. Duterte raised the amount to 50 million. The president visited Batocabe's wake last night in Daraga, Albay, and spoke with the lawmaker's widow. Batocabe was shot dead at a town event on December 22nd. The police are still looking for a motive behind the killing, including politics. Batocabe planned on running for Daraga mayor in the 2019 elections. PNP Chief Director General Oscar Abayate says there is so far no evidence linking a possible rival of Batocabe, a mayor, to the crime.
With regards to sinasabi nila na link yung isang mayor ay as of this time we have wala pa tayong substantial evidence that will link him dito sa pangyayari na to. But of course, we are not discounting the fact, the possibility na pwede rin siyang malink. So hindi naman natin sinasabing that he is totally off the hook already.